Well, good evening. I'm Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I am a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, timeline coach, and a published author with my books available at amazon.com/author/Robert A. Wilson. And at howdiditeachmyselffear.com, and my website is mycowboywisdom.com. Tonight I want to talk about the light of leadership. And what I've really discovered is we're always looking for somebody else to be the leader of our lives. We're afraid to be our own leader. And really, when you're afraid to be your own leader, you're really afraid to trust your own abilities. And that is something I've really understand. And that's how come we wait for everybody to do something for us. We're afraid to be the leader. And I've been guilty of that in my own life. You know, you're always looking for that silver bullet, but the silver bullet never shows up because it has to come from here, not from outside yourself. It comes from yourself. And that is something that I've really expanded things for over the last 20 years because I've been on this personal expansion for 20 years. It's called expansion inside me. So as I set myself free to understand I am the leader, and the things that my inner leader says to me are going to scare the heebie-jeebies out of my follower folly that I try to be. And as I move forward and I understand this, and this is kind of, I'm going to read you something that I wrote this today, actually, but it really fits the light of leadership. I now feel my light of leadership being bold, enterprising acumen, magnetizing the unknown, the unexplainable, and unseen airwaves, allows me to witness my received avalanches of affluent abundances, to feel my inner health and wealth, instantly energizes my gut gumption to venture into my imaginative intuition. As I now understand the leader of my life is me, myself, and I, trusting my wisdom, intuition, and innovative talent, navigating my daily seas of sumptuous success, yet I now realize my yesterday leader wants to know everything as my now leader walks through life with my eyes open, ears peeled to hear to the earthly airwaves, to hear my maturing messages, to expand me through life, hearing electrifying wisdom, enterprising gall, and entrepreneurial skills, to experience life through leadership lure, realizing the powers to be of the external world lead from their self agenda. Stop today. As I follow the laws of love, appreciating wisdom to rise above the asinine agendas, to show me my desired accomplished outcomes with a peaceful pizzazz and a prosperous fortitude now and forever. As I am my visionary, I am, and trust my heart leadership and soul warrior to listen to my way, to experience my boisterous, copious cornucopia. And as I wrote that today, it awakened me to understand you can't follow the world and expect to be the leader, because we have been taught to be stuck in behind everything we've been taught by a system of, it's really a system of enslaving codes within ourselves to either be told what to do or tell other people what to do. We're afraid to listen to our own wisdom. A leader is smart, but yet a true leader is wise to listen. And leadership means listen every day, appreciate daring, enterprising reveries, to sense hegemonic, intuitive percipience, because it's the powers of us will move us forward rather than allow us to be stuck in the muck of yesterday. And that is something I really had to open up to myself, because when I first got into personal growth, I was trying to heal, forgive, change, all that, and all that was a bunch of malarkey, because all I had was a busy mind staying stuck in yesterday. When I opened up to be the leader, I opened up to expand, energize, enterprise, and execute the experiences of my desired accomplished outcomes. And people want to set goals and intentions. That is a good thing. But if you decide and desire to set the accomplished outcome that you desire to experience, what will open up for you? And the leader inside listens. And the speaker of the listening shows the world. A leader never tells the world, they show the world the way to expand through life. And as I expand through life, I understand life is a mess for me to mature every day, seeing the stimulating sapience of the universe, of the mystical world. And because we've been trying to know the world since ancient times, and where have we been? And something else, I don't want to really get too far into this, but everybody feels they're entitled these days. And then when you're entitled, you're a follower. When you're the entrepreneur, you're opening your eyes to see the world as opportunity. And with the world today, people that lead the world want us to rely on them rather than trust our abilities. So as I open up to trusting my abilities, I ascend boldly into today, living the life I desire, because I'm willing to engage in the encounters rather than hide from the encounters. And that is something else, you know, it's really feeling it in here is where you'll free the enterprising energies, loving internal nirvana, galvanizing the outcomes. And you know, the entitlements have been handed down, but here's the only thing I'm entitled to. Whatever I'm willing to expand through, I'm entitled to the outcome. But I'm also not entitled to any more than I'm willing to put forth. And as I move through this, I really open up my eyes to the world. The world is full of opportunity. We've always been taught to be afraid to see the opportunity, but we're really more afraid of is engaging in the unknown the opportunity hides. A leader of my life is willing to go in there, but the scared self wants to stay where I'm at. And how is the world scared to expand out of where they're at? And really, if you look at the world today, how is everything still a comfort zone for everybody where we stay? People want the house, people want the job, people want to do this. But how is the bliss beyond everything we know? When bliss kisses you, the unknown awakens you, the invisible expands you, and then the invincible opens your eyes to your own talents. That is where life moves me forward. But the world today, from everybody wants somebody else to lead them to the promised land. Then they get jealous for those who reach the promised land because they become the leader of our life. And then the people try to emulate them or try to do something to get where they're at without going through the trials and tribulations. Wealthy people that accumulate wealth, some of them aren't always the savoriest, but some of them have went through some stuff that would make you scared to death to even try. And that is why wealthy people want to hold on to what they have, because they went through what other people are afraid to. And that's where people get jealous, is when people are jealous of wealthy people. Wealthy people did something they was afraid to, and actually poor people are jealous of rich people because they don't have the leadership values in themselves to move themselves forward. And am I there? Yes, I was. Am I open to it? Yes, I am. It's being open to the unknown. Climb the mountain, climb the terra incognita mountain. And the terra incognita mountain is the land of the unknown, unexplainable, and unseen. How are we trying to make life like a screenplay? I want this, this, and this, without realizing everything you want in an accomplished outcome. Everything you have today is something that's going to be featured, something is going to open up inside you, and something's going to scare the holy crap out of you. because you got to unstrap the crap to wrap to realize, appreciate, and participate and facilitate your life. So as I move that, and as I move forward through life and doing that, life becomes a new wave of wisdom. And as the money and something I heard a long time ago is you will grow personally before you grow financially. Truest statement I ever heard. And there's a friend of mine on this line by the name of Bob. He knows what I mean. And I met Bob down in Bermuda and offshore. You want to talk about a great person? Bob's it. But really it comes down to this, as I think I was entitled to what the rich people have because of my name and who I am, was the biggest scam I've ever played on myself. You know, and I read this in the paper that rich people should give all the poor people something. Well, they are giving them something. Jack Welch, Larry Voskity, several of them, they wrote books and told them what they did and how they did it and opened you up to do that. Larry Voskity's got a book out there, or a CD set. It's really about action. And it took me 6 months to go through 6 CDs because I had to listen to each one, and I've listened to them since. But in something they said in there, he'd interview when they was interviewing people and they had people that could really interview. They really stopped looking at them and they started looking at the people that had challenges being interviewed, because them are the ones that accomplish things, and the professional interview knew how to talk. Steve Jobs said the same thing. But here's the thing. We're afraid to struggle through an interview because we think that's bad. But sometimes the person doing the interviewing understands not all people are good at interviewing. And that's just like you. You're interviewing. Your leader from within you is interviewing you every day to see if you're willing to move forward and expand beyond what you know. And that is something I deal with on a daily basis. Because wisdom is unafraid, knowing is scared of everything. And that is something else I've really opened up to, as I'd rather feel the wisdom than hear the knowing. Because the knowing is only going to take me so far, and the wisdom is unscathed utopian lure to expand you through life. It's really about becoming fascinated with yourself and your inner self, but it's really becoming fascinated with your own gut gall to experience it all. That is where I really enjoy life. You know, you can accumulate money, but you accumulate wisdom, innovation, and talent, the money will follow. And that's what wealthy people do, is they take a chance on their abilities. And when people think they're entitled to what other people have, well, let's just be honest, they're afraid of their own abilities. There's another word, but it's kind of the lack of ambition to move forward. And it's easier to have it handed to me than to do it forward. But actually, it's harder to have it handed to me because deep down inside me, there is something that I'm afraid of and I don't feel right. But when you open up and put your right foot in front of the left foot and take a step forward every day, you feel good about yourself. And that is the thing. It's not about feeling good. It's about feeling the dynamics of my daring, youthful, natural audacity to move myself into the new world, new way I desire to live. But as I open up to the leader in me, it's a lionized, enterprising audacity, dancing every day with the riches that I desire to experience. And if you look at the world today, if you pay any attention to it is fake news. I don't care, from Fox, all of them, CNN, it's all fake news, because that news ain't there to teach you. That news there to hold you into where they want you, whether it's whatever. When you step back and realize that everything is same On the far right and the far left, there's just different values, but the center of life is where everything is experienced. And something I really understand, I unhooked all the politics and I listen with a neutrality, but I watch the daily world and see what's really happening. And I realize none of it matters, because it's how I express myself to the world is the leader I desire for the world to see, showing people the way to expand through life and not being stuck in the society sabotaging ways. So as I open up to this and I really want to experience my desired outcomes and the lavish wealth and the health and everything, it's not up to anybody. It's open to me to step on the roads and trim the trails of turmoil, to ride the trails of triumph, to cruise on the oceans of opulence, to experience the dream. That is the thing. Everybody wants to dream and then they want to write it out and think that's all it is. Well, the dream is going to play out right in front of your eyes. And that's where the dream will dance, is right in front of your eyes. And that's kind of why your body's built the way it is. Your ears hear 360, your eyes see forward, but your disposal system's behind you. So look forward, hear the good, and let go of the crap. That's as simple as it gets. And that is something we're also willing to. We want to stay in our crap so we can get sympathy. And how do people play sympathy? The pity me decrees of the world is what's holding us back. Look at that poor guy, that poor person. You know, I can't say I had the best childhood, but I had the parents that made me understand if I wanted something, it was up to me. And that's the most gracious gift my parents could ever give me, besides being my parents. And some things they showed me I should have done, and some of the things they showed me, but they are on their own path, but they're going to show you things within yourself that you should have took the other path. And I sometimes did, sometimes didn't. But everything that's happened in my life, I'm accountable and responsible for. And when you open up to being accountable and responsible, you become the leader of your life. You may not be the flashy one like somebody standing on TV, but you are the dashing one in your life. And you're the debonair flair of your life when you're the leader of your life. It's really about liberating internal freedom every day, lionizing innocence, feeling enterprising, luminary, innovative, fervor energy to dance with life. We try to live life instead of dance with life. And that is what we've been taught. Make a living. It didn't say make an extravaganza out of it. See, the words we use have a lot to do with what we do. So it's when I expand, energize, enterprise, execute the experiences of my accomplished outcomes, I feel my gut gusto boil up from inside to ride the tides of triumph today and every day in every way. And I am Robert A. Wilson. I'm a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner. I do 2 Facebook Lives a week and 2 radio shows. But I started something in the morning on my YouTube channel. It's called Outlaw Inspiration. Because you be a little rebellious and a little everything to get out of your mundane stuff. But it's really about opening yourself up and be willing to be just a little different than society. And if you ain't the talk of the water cooler, you're standing at the water cooler talking about somebody that has done something that scares everybody else. Gossip's fear. That's all it is. But when you're being talked about at the water cooler, that means you're the cool one. And you got a little pizzazz they're jealous of. So the leaders of the world are the talk of the water cooler showing their pizzazz. And everybody on this radio show is the leader of their life. And they have the pizzazz to dance with their dreams. And with that, I'm going to say good night. And thank you all for being here. And I am Robert A. Wilson, but you are all a blessing to the world and me. And may your life always be the bountiful blessing that you are to me in the world. Thank you and good night.